one thing people don't know is that we, this current generation fighting for Biafra liberation, we understood something that many people don't understand in the past. We understand that power, every power, is given by God. So why do you discriminate other power, whether evil or good? I want you to understand that this particular freedom we are fighting, if we do not push Nigeria out of our land, we will never have peace. Nobody ever thought of why the devil, why the Satan, or whatever it's called, why was Satan pushed from the heaven to earth? For peace to be in heaven, for peace to reign. Because if devil or Satan is still in heaven, according to Bible, do you think you'll be struggling to go to heaven today for Christians? You will not. Nigeria said it's going to be a London to what the heaven will look like. If devil is Satan is still there. So I want people to think towards this particular. So it is the same thing with Nigeria. Any time and any day you wake up in Biafra land and see there is still a presence of Nigeria in Biafra territory, there will never be peace. So we must chase Nigeria away, just the way God chased Satan from heaven. Back to where they come from. Everything Nigeria will remove them. Educational system will be removed. Even the religious, the way they worship in Nigeria, oh my God, you need to see our constitution. So what I'm saying is starting from the constitution of the Biafra, the United States of Biafra. So we need to chase Nigeria just like they chase Satan from heaven to wherever they belong to, for peace to reign and return in our land.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome you to this amazing program. Thank you so much for joining us once again on this platform. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. Please like and share this program. And remember, this platform where you are watching this program is Biafra Exodus Hard Talk TV, a platform that stands with the United States of Biafra, under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the Supreme Command of Mazi Nnamdi. Today, under the control of Deputy Prime Minister, COS, Dr. Ngozi we bring information from the right source, the United States of Biafra, the government of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you in the name of Njoku to like and share. Information is power. Remember, our Prime Minister encouraged us to engage in radical evangelism. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi told us to carry everybody along. In doing that, you must help us to share this video. Like and share to family and friends and to every platform where you belong. This information is important.
Archaeological discoveries have revealed that even before the arrival of Oduduwa, the legendary founder of Yoruba race, there were communities that had flourished. And many of these communities were Igbo communities. Igbo people are historically associated with massive movement from the Igbo homeland to neighboring areas. The destination of the Igbo people, or the destinations, have been northern Nigeria across River Benue. That's why I have Igbo communities in Kogi and in Benue State and some parts of Plateau. Apart from movement to northern Nigeria across Benue, the major destination of early Igbo migrants were Benin land and Yoruba land. People talk more of Igbo migration to Benin. Most people don't know that that migration went beyond Benin to Yoruba land. We talk about how the Igbo were predominant in part of Yoruba land until, the legendary Queen Moremi delivered his people by trick and so on. Then on Benin proper, it's always said that those West Niger Igbo communities from between Benin and River Niger were Benin settlers or migrants from Benin. The truth is that early in their history, because of the fact that they didn't have enough land and they have rapid population growth in Igbo land, They could not move into the Atlantic to stay. And because central Nigeria had empires like Igala Kingdom that could, obstruct movement of Igbo into Ikala land, the only outlet for the Igbo people was Benin land. So majority of them moved there and settled there, became prominent. Some became chiefs, recognized by the Benin monarchy. But because of their audaciousness and the aggressive nature of the Igbo, ready to take advantage of situations, enterprising too, they ran into conflict with the ruling class. And so, over time, starting from the 16th century, they began to return to Igbo land. Not all of them crossed the river Niger back to their original source. Only Onitsha was founded by such returnees. Majority of the returnees established communities between Abudu and Asaba. These were not Benin people. So those who say that West Niger Igbo people were Benin people simply because they came from Benin, they don't have the full historical knowledge. They were founded by Benin settlers, no, Igbo settlers in Benin. They were returnees, what professional historians call reversed migrations. So that is it. Though when they settled in these communities, Oboloko, Iseluku, Iselenkmitim, Iselazaba, and the rest of them, Abo, more migrants came from Igbo land proper and joined them. Then people came from Igala to join the teeming population. So what I'm trying to say is that it is wrong to say that West Niger Igbo communities were Benin people or are Benin people. Some of them are Benin because when the Igbo were returning, it's not as if they did not return with Benin people. Some have Benin husbands and wives. So no community in West Niger Igbo is ethnologically or ethnically homogeneous, because every community is actually founded by the first set of arrivals and later swelled up by later waves of migrants. That has been the experience of West Niger Igbo area. So the Igbo people who are in West Niger Igbo land claiming they are not, Igbo people, they don't know their history, and the Civil War has contributed to that. After the war, there was stigma attached to being an Igbo person, and there was persecution of the Igbo, which has continued. So people, because they want to be secure, to have security in Nigeria, they begin to drop the Igbo name, as has happened in Rivers State. They begin to claim that they are Bini or Igala, whereas they are Igbo people, right from creation. No, many of the towns and communities in Rivers State, they just remove the first name that makes it Igbo, so it sounds differently. If you are Nwike and you remove N, you become Wike. For example, I'm not referring to the governor, but I can give you an example. All those communities in Rivers State, like Inquere, like Andoni, they are all Igbo communities. Port Harcourt was established by Igbo people during the colonial
arrest and prison detention for 54 days. Vacation well spent. Over 1,000 Imo youths languishing and dying in prison. Tiger Days, IPOs responsible. At about 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, 20th October 2024, I was ambushed at exactly opposite Teacher's House, Port Harcourt Road, Owerri, by Edubago militants and the Tiger Base officers, led by one DPMDrNgoziOrabueze, who ordered that I should be thrown inside the boot of the Lexus car they ambushed me with. There was nothing different from kidnappers and those who arrested me. Nothing to distinguish them as security agents. However, I was taken to the state CID, locked up, and intelligence department without telling me why I was arrested. On Monday, being the 21st October 2024, at about 11:14 a.m.,
I was brought out by two Tiger-based operatives, namely Innocent and Philip. The one named Innocent was the IPO who presented 3 petitions to me. The first petition was the accusation of arson written by a faceless organization whose grammatical sequencing could best be described as cut and join, lacking in substance and merit, poorly constructed. The faceless writer never made any reference to the TVC news where Njoku quoted in his video broadcast. The second petition was written by one SP Davidson of the Intelligence Department of the Imo Police Command, where he accused me of inciting the public against the government by saying that the LGA chairman signed their resignation letters as a holding charge if they don't part with a certain percentage of the local government allocation. The third petition, also written by the same SP Davidson, was that I am planning to cause anarchy for organizing a protest against police extortion. I made my statements accordingly. I was told I would see the CP for an interview, but I never saw the CP till I was hurriedly bundled to the Magistrate Court 1 on Wednesday, October 23rd, where I was remanded in prison custody, even when the magistrate knew she has no jurisdiction over treason charges brought against me. I was taking notes. When I arrived at the Federal Correctional Center, there was excitement among the inmates when they saw me. I was taken to records department where I was documented by friendly warders and wardresses. I was later shown to my cell, F-line, where I shared the space with the General Provost of the prison and 4 others. The next day, I was taken to the clinic department of the prison where tests were conducted on me and the medical file opened for me. The friendly nature of the inmates made me settle down without difficulties. They were happy seeing Njoku. It was an opportunity to listen to their challenges and what brought them to prison. It was a lifetime opportunity to hear from those who were there during the jailbreak and what exactly happened, and those who returned after the jailbreak, and of course, their reasons for returning. Of course, there were some of them who were bundled back to prison by their people. It was worthwhile sitting and discussing with real criminals who told me they did what they were condemned for. There were those also who are innocent, yet they were sentenced and condemned. I had to peruse through the various judgment rulings of some of those sentenced or condemned, and I could see loopholes and miscarriages of justice. I told such prisoners to appeal the judgment, but the challenge remains money to hire a lawyer. Meanwhile, the number of those on awaiting trial is shocking. About 800 inmates have no access to the law court. Some have spent 2 to 10 years in prison without going to court. I took it upon myself to gather every necessary information about them for action. My project for 2025 is hugely for the welfare of prisoners and inmates, to offer help to those yet to go to court and assist those yet to meet their bail conditions. Then organize a monthly visitation for the inmates. To this end, I will form a prisoners' welfare partnership with like minds to assist the inmates on a monthly basis. By January, I shall be announcing the procedure for those interested. It will be a taboo if I fail to mention one of the ugliest parts of my experience and discovery while in prison. As a journalist and activist, I carried out a thorough investigation and discovered that half of those in prison were brought half dead by Tiger Base. There was a case of one inmate brought by Tiger Base, but because of the condition of the suspect, the prison management refused to accept the young man brought by Tiger Base. The Tiger Base operative who brought the half-dead young man did the most ruthless thing to the chagrin of prison management. Instead of taking the young man to hospital, the ruthless Tiger Base operative took a 2x2 plank and started hitting the already dying young man. It was at this point that the nurses rescued the young man, but unfortunately the young man died few weeks later in prison. I could go on and on with the atrocities being committed inside Tiger Base Owerri. But those of them who committed such atrocities will never escape justice at the appointed time. The investigating police officers, IPOs, are another problem in our justice system. Police officers who are supposed to investigate cases brought to them would rather resort to taking bribe from the highest bidder, especially the complainant. Most inmates in prison are there today because their complainants bribed their IPO. It was in prison that I learned that a police officer can add more charges to someone's original charge to make sure that the person is remanded in prison. This is so unfortunate. These categories of police officers are being investigated and shall be made public soon. I want to urge our magistrates and honorable judges to kindly apply the community service part of punishment for minor crimes like burglary, stealing, fighting, and some other civil matters. Instead of sentencing such persons to years in prison, they should resort to giving such persons community service as punishment. This is obtainable in some states in Nigeria. We can do it in Imo State. This would also help to decongest our prison and save more lives. The condition of inmates at the Federal Correctional Center Owerri is nothing to write home about. The feeding is poor, not enough drugs to go around. The situation is overwhelming, but the prison management is truly trying their best to manage the situation. It is sad that both the federal and state governments have abandoned the inmates at the Owerri prison. Some of the buildings are dilapidated and in terrible condition, especially the building serving as hall and church and the kitchen line. I urge the Attorney General and the Commissioner of Justice of Imo State to kindly step into the matter of those who are yet to access justice by facilitating their going to court, especially those brought to prison from Okigwe and other axes of the state. I want to appeal to the Governor of Imo State, Governor Njoku, to exercise his prerogative powers on some inmates who have spent almost 16 to 21 years in prison and some very old men who are almost dying because of the frailty of old age. These set of prisoners deserve mercy. I want to appreciate my legal team led by Barrister Alex N. Williams, IBB Maduko, KC Mbekonye, Kisinga Ikoku, Barrister Chukwacha, Barrister Faith Obisike, and the Chedema Amade. I won't forget the efforts of Duru Daniels, Marjorie, Saviola Godwin, the entire Ozisa family, Obinna Chineke of Dalin FM, Davidson Amarez Amamosu of Toast FM, and my other colleagues who added their voices for my freedom. The National Human Rights Commission, International Human Rights Commission, RULA, Amnesty International, National Youth Alliance, United Nations Human Rights Watch, Protect the Weak International Foundation. I can't mention all of you here, especially those who visited me while in prison, brought food, cash to assist me. I don't take you for granted. May God bless you all. Finally, I appreciate the entire management of the Federal Correctional Center Owerri, the former DCP, Ekesi Eke, now CP Eke, the new DCP, a young visionary administrator, Auntie Sandra, Joy, Cordelia, Mommy B, Oga Kamo, Polo, Ogimo, Oga Chuks, Auntie Choma, and all the beautiful nurses at the Federal Correctional Center Owerri who took care of my health. I say thank you. All warders and wardresses, including our gallant armed forces, I can't thank you guys enough for treating me like your blood. God bless you. To the General Provost of the prison and all other provosts, General Pastor, and the prison police, I appreciate you guys a lot for the physical protection you guys provided me throughout my stay with you. God will see you guys through. Amen. Before I conclude, the use of faceless organizations and individuals to write baseless petitions against opposition and critics of the Imo State government is a childish political tactics that must backfire and bring shame to Imo State. To any government that lacks the confidence and trust of the people, truth is inciting to such government. I have no personal grudge against the governor or anyone working for him, but I have serious issues with the way his information managers are managing his relationship with the people. There is an unprecedented gap of communication between the government and the people of Imo State because the media team of the governor only attacks personalities instead of issues raised. This is the greatest undoing of Uzodimma's administration. I will remain at the war front of justice, defending Ndimo with the weapon of truth against political gamblers and jobbers. This is my vow. Maazị Njoku, President, Protect the Weak International Foundation, Nchekwa Ụmụ Ogbenye Foundation. May God bless Alibo, may God bless Imo State, and may God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
Biafrans must rise up from all walks of life to confront the problem that is facing them. Every Biafran, wherever you are, you must rise up and support the United States of Biafra to confront the evil that is coming after you. Some of you might think this is about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa, or Dr. Ngozi The attack against the Biafrans is overwhelming and is institutional. This attack is institutionalized in Nigeria. Whoever comes to that power with that name Nigeria will always oppress and suppress the Biafran people. The attack is overwhelming, not because the Biafrans committed any crime, but because they are jealous of the success of the Biafran people. The Biafrans cannot run away because of this threat. All we have to do is to confront this threat. And today, I bet you, under the leadership of Dr. Ngozi today, we are moving forward, following the template kept by Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister, until he joins us. Do not be distracted. There is only one United States of Biafra, and that United States of Biafra today is led by Dr. Ngozi We must focus on the things that matters. The recognition and complete restoration of Biafra on the ground. That is where we are focusing. No amount of blackmail, propaganda, distraction, division will stop us from forging ahead. Already, the template is there, drawn by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, and we are moving on. Like and share this video to all platforms. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.